Hi, I'm Avery Miller, and today I'm going to be reviewing J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye. I kept saying I was going to read this one, but I finally finished it up. I had been reading it at night sometimes, on off days of me getting really into a book, but this is one of the books that you want to savor. That's why I kind of didn't read it all in one go. Um, just because I found myself relating a lot to the main character, because although he's only 16, Holden really holy crap, he lives a whole lifetime. He gets kicked out of school, so I mean and then he just decides, oh, I just want to go live my adult life as a 16-year-old, and he's drinking. I mean, it's really crazy, and I think that this is one of the books that are kind of so I never got taught it in school, but I know that some people did, but I think it's more for juniors or seniors in enriched classes, which I wasn't enriched English in junior year, but then I did a different kind of English my senior year. So that's why I think I didn't get to read it, but it's strange because I feel like this is the perfect book for a junior, which it totally I understand it dealing with adult topics and it could be kind of inappropriate, but I think that a lot of boys are going through this, and I think it's important to teach them that they're not alone and that it deals with anxiety, depression, and those feelings should be encouraged to express to other people instead of just keeping them in. And I mean, in this book they kind of just they think about it, and he thinks about it in his head. He's not releasing it and stuff, and it shows the impact that has on him throughout the journey. And it's really the only part I really hated was when he went to the teacher's house, his old teacher's house, and the teacher was definitely being a little bit inappropriate to him. I found that I mean, that sucks, because I mean it shows a valuable lesson that not all adults are honest, and they're I mean, they make mistakes too, and it sucks that was a teacher. And but I mean, teachers aren't always truthful and good. They're people too, so you can't just say that they're all one and the same perfect. But I mean, it makes me want to be better than that teacher and be a better role model. And I think that this book really would be that book for kids that don't like to read. I think that this is a perfect book for them to just pick up and they would fly through it, because it's really different than most books, and the main character is so different than the majority of I don't know. I just, especially for how old it is, I think that it's really matured well, because I really flew by this book. I mean, I read it every night, and it's a great way to just end your night, because every so often, I don't know, I really liked savoring it. But here, let me go to my notes a little bit. Oh, I wrote, so it's my dad's favorite book, and so I was that made me excited to read it. And I finally finished it, texted my dad. Is the same with The Old Man and the Sea. We were able to have a full conversation with it. I think that that's been one of the things I've loved about this whole thing. I just get to connect with my family, because my mom read a lot of the same books that I was reading, just so we could talk about it, and that was awesome. But I could see, we kind of talked about why we thought that it was his favorite book growing up, and how that kind of affected his life. He was yeah, I thought that he was just a really admirable character, him being 16 and being all grown up. It made me want to just leave my house. And I'm well, I'm glad he didn't, because Grammy and Grampy would have not been happy. But he says that it was something that he just would always carry around. He always had a copy of that, and he would reread it all the time, just because it grounded him. And it kind of teaches you that you do need other people, and you're not alone in this world, even though you can feel like it at that age. And I think that was the most important thing that I took from this book.